one for you, Anthony, comes in from Common Sense Christianity. Anthony, please show a single instance in the entire scripture where anybody tries to preach, teach, or try to make the case of a three-person God without using riddles. Without using riddles.
Okay, so number of things can be said here. This is going to have to be brief, obviously, but Matthew 28, the inductory rite into Christianity, baptism is into the triune name. Baptize them into the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Spirit. The term anama is singular. It's one name, but it uses three recurring articles, and of the Son and of the Spirit. So you have at once the unity of God and the distinction in personhood indicated in this language, and it's referring to the all-important inductory rite of baptism. This is how a person is marked off from the world. This is how a person is distinguished as a Christian from those who are not Christian. So there's an example, and it's the whole point is this is assumed. That's the beauty of this. Jesus is not trying to inculcate a belief among his followers that they didn't already hold. They already held this. So it's far better than saying, where is he preaching it as if teaching it for the first time? Here, it's the underlying foundation upon which he's saying this. It's already taken for granted. You also have the same thing, by the way, in Isaiah 63, where the author speaks of the triune God as the one who accomplished the Exodus. It was by the Father, the angel of his presence, and the Holy Spirit, all of whom are denominated as divine persons throughout the Old Testament, all of whom are called God in the Old Testament, all of whom are ascribed divine attributes in the Old Testament, all of whom are worshipped and so forth. So this is all throughout the Bible, but that's about all I can do right now.
Thank you, Anthony. Andrew, floor is yours. Go ahead.
This is exactly right. This is these are not exegetical arguments they're making. They're mostly emotional. We talk about for instance, I think one of the most popular verses among people when you talk about the gospel is John 3:16. But it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only." So God, even for the author there, is only one person. It's not a Trinity. So you have to understand the gospel. God so loved the world. It doesn't say the Trinity so loved the world. When you talk about Matthew 28:19, that all depends on how you understand the word name there. The name of the Father and Son. The name there is not Yahweh. You're not baptized into the name of Yahweh, who is the Trinity. The name there means cause. It's for the cause of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, which no Unitarian is going to disagree with. So that's no one preaches a Trinity. It doesn't even exist until the 3rd or 4th century, as Trinitarians like Anthony try to say. And so we're arguing from the Bible, and that's why I made the specific point. It doesn't say the things that Anthony and modern Trinitarian apologists say.
Anthony, you get the last word. Question was for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Andrew keeps saying I'm making emotional arguments. Matthew 28 is not an emotional argument. The observation that the phrase ta anama is singular in Greek and it uses three recurring articles is not an emotional argument. You got to watch as Andrew tries to make these ad hominem remarks and realize he's not even refuting me. He's not responding to me. He can't respond to these things. The word the name never means the cause. That's just something he pulled out of thin air. It can be used to refer to authority and so forth. But either way you want to take it, it indicates the unity of the persons. And since this inductory rite is that by which we enter into the fold formally and visibly, it shows the significance of the fact that it is done in the name of these persons. No Jew, talk about cultural context, would ever perform such a rite in the name of God and a creature and some impersonal thing, as Andrew believes. Right? This is just not how things work. These three persons are the one God. This is not an emotional argument. It's a grammatical one, and it's a contextual one. Jesus is God according to Matthew. Matthew 1, he's called Emmanuel, God with us. Matthew 18, where 2 or 3 are gathered, there I am in the midst of them. Matthew 28:19, actually right after that, Jesus says, "Lo, I'm with you always, even to the end of the world." A claim only God can make. Jesus is omnipresent. He's God with us. That's why Jesus' name is included in this threefold baptism into the name. And on we could go.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive.
Oh my gosh!